exhibit 1,000,000,001 of showing that Pearly Things is a toxic channel and her fan base are toxic and her guests are toxic. I don't know who this cretinous, cancerous, contemptible cunt is, but I don't like this guy. He's a twat, and I'll say it to his fucking face any day of the fucking week. Right? Okay. Let's listen to what this twat has to say.
And that's the problem with the world. The problem with the world is actually weak men. I in no way, shape, or form would ever allow it to come out of my mouth that it's women's fault. It is.
So it's weak men's fault, right? It's weak men's fault. It's weak men's fault. But this guy will never hold women accountable. Okay, so I'll never blame a woman. Okay, so isn't that weak? Not holding someone accountable. That is weak to me. So you're one of the weak men you're talking about, and it's a non-sequitur scapegoat. Basically, this guy's a frustrated tradcon, or he's selling nonsense to frustrated tradcons. Tradcons don't like how society's turning out. They can't get the girl. They can't hold a long-term stable relationship. Right? They get exploited and they get discarded. Right? Okay. So they've got to lash out at weak men. That's the acceptable punching bag for these mental defects. And these guys are considered weak men by the rest of society as well. So it's just men who are considered weak lashing out at other men who they consider weak. That's all it is.
Weak men that is letting these things happen. If men got together and said this promiscuity is bullshit.
It's promiscuity, so it's women sleeping around. This guy's a mental defect, right? The problem is actually women don't sleep around enough, right? They withhold their sexuality and deny intimacy to men, right? And they only give it out in manipulative, exploitative conditions. And it would actually be better if they didn't give it out at all. If all women went, all right, no more sex, I'm closing my legs for good, no more relationships, that would be better, morally and ethically speaking, than the current situation where women might give out the odd bit of sex every now and again, one-night stands, or they get trapped men into relationships, manipulate them and use them and discard them, right? Promiscuity is not the problem, and you have to be an obsessive tradcon to rant on about promiscuity. Now, this guy, if he believes what he's saying, he's mentally weak, right? He's a mental defect. He's defective in the head, right? He doesn't understand basic cause and effect, and he doesn't understand basic logic, because whether a woman sleeps around or not, okay, that's her business, and it's beyond a man's control, and you can't stop her sleeping around. So obsessing about promiscuity is a waste of time, and it's mentally weak. It's weak, right? Pie in the sky, hoping for pie in the sky is weakness. It's delusional. It's fantasy land. La, 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 la.
If men got together and said, hey, we need to step up and be stronger and be better.
So women are sleeping around and men stop it by stepping up and being stronger and being better. So men are pandering to women, sucking up to women, right? So men need to step up and be stronger and better and suck up to them to even more, then women will stop sleeping around. See what nonsense this narrative is.
That is the only thing that will allow a woman to actually let go and let him take that masculine role. The women hold on, and it's hard.
So there's nothing stopping men pandering and providing for women and stepping up and providing for her. So that's the masculine role. This guy's a mental defect. He's a fucking twat.
For women, because they're like, fuck, can this fucker do it? Can he take care of me, or is he gonna
take care of me? What the fuck? Are women children? You mental defect. You mental defect. Take care of me. Can he take care of me? Women don't think like that. Can he take care of me? Right? Women think, what can this guy do for me? What can he give me? That's it. Right? You are. If you believe in what you're saying and you're not just selling nonsense to deselected tradcons, you are a fucking idiot. You're a fucking moron. You're a twat. I'm sorry.
Come home and cry to me about his job. No, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
so men are just meant to work stoically in their jobs. They're meant to shut up, right? They're meant to pander and provide and give women everything they want, okay? And then women will stop sleeping around. Okay. Mental defect. Whoever you are in your blue suit, right? Mental defect. It's a common thing. It's a trope. The hard-working provider husband, the hard-working provider male, right? He works all the time. He works overtime all the time. Then the woman sleeps around and she justifies it by going, he wasn't paying attention to me. He's working too much, right? That's such a common thing. Everyone fucking knows about it, and you're acting like it doesn't fucking exist. You stupid cunt. You pathological lying cunt. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck. I'm uploading this because I hold just Pearly things and her tradcons and her fanboys and her guests in complete contempt. In complete contempt. Bunch of fucking losers. Look, weak men are what's paying women in Twitch and OnlyFans. That got 336 upvotes, right? So strong men provide for women and work jobs and shut their mouths and they don't complain and they work overtime, they work themselves into early grave, but weak men pay some women on OnlyFans to show their nudes. Okay. Okay. That's you know what? I needed to hear this. I just finished my first day at a construction job and I go home complaining, considering quitting. I'm too weak. I need to get used to working hard. He needs to get used to being a slave. Then this guy is such a self-loathing subhuman. He is a subhuman in his own eyes, right? So I need to shut up and take the abuse. I needed to hear this, right? I needed to hear what a fuck. Got like these have got the most upvotes. Now comments like this get far less upvotes, like 336, 348. There's a self-loathing, mentally defective tradcon comments, man up, provide for the woman, work harder, then whine about them being sluts. They get the upvotes. But these comments, hell no, that's a problem now why women are never want to be accountable for their actions. Yet we as men know it's a problem. So it's not weak men, it's a weak society. So this is one of the better comments. It's got less upvotes, it's got downvotes. Okay? So this fan base just wants lizard brain male on male hostility. They want men lashing out at other men, blaming other men, and they want to rant on about promiscuity, right? They want long-term commitment. They want mate guarding, and it's not coming back, right? And look, I'm sexually frustrated. I'm bitter, right, at getting denied sex that I feel I'm entitled to, right? Because I've met women who are sexually attracted to me. I've had good sex with them, and they've discarded me, right? So that is sex I'm entitled to, right? Okay? Because to me, the only legitimate criteria is, do I find him attractive? It's not what is his job, what can he do for me, what can he provide for me? Because sex in those terms is manipulative and it's dishonest, right? But men are so desperate they're willing to do it. I'd rather not have sex like that, okay? And I'm digressing a little bit here as well. I'm gonna let men into a secret here. A lot of women will sleep with men that they're not attracted to, and they will zone out during the sex a lot of the time, right? They'll zone out. They won't make eye contact. They'll avoid eye contact. They'll avoid intimacy after the sex, right? And maybe because a lot of men have never been with a woman who finds them attractive, right? Or who's into them, because it's actually quite rare from my experience. But I have been with women like that, right? But it's rare. Most of them are not like that, in my opinion, my experience. Most of them are in the zone out zone, right? They just zone out. They're not paying too much attention to it. They're getting it over and done with. They sort of enjoy it a little bit. They like the dick in their pussy, so to speak, but they don't like kissing the man or being intimate with the man because they hold him in contempt. They don't find him attractive in the face or whatever. They hold him in contempt from a mental point of view for who he is. They don't value his humanity. They don't value affection or intimacy with him. They don't value trust with him. That's how men see sex with women, intimacy and trust. That's what it means to them, right? I'm vulnerable with you. I'm letting my guard down with you. I'm being with you. I'm being close with you. I'm swapping body fluids with you, right? A lot of women just do zone out sex. They get with a provider, they just do zone out sex. And then they cut the sex off, right? Okay? Okay? So, yeah. Oh, you got beautiful blue eyes. You know, I can't stop thinking about you. I want to do this again. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then a week later, oh, you're lazy. You know, I sort of like you, but you're lazy. You don't have any ambition. Okay. That's a euphemism for status and work and a job. A good job. Yeah? Right? Yeah? I resent the woman for that. Okay? But the thing is, as well, women have got so much sexual power, they've got so much choice, right? She can find another man she's attracted to and have good sex with, right? And he's going to be higher status. They got all the cards, they got all the options, they got all the legal cards, right? They got all the legal cards, right? They got all the social cards because there's a demand imbalance. There's a massive demand imbalance, right? This is why men talk about working themselves into early grave for women. Okay, That's why they talk about this, because they'll do anything to get with the woman, right? And women joke about how cats, right? Oh, I like my cats. I'd rather have a cat, right? Because that's how women think. That's how they think. Yeah. So, and I'm going to end with this as well. I've seen trad women larping as trads, right? They get provided for. The man's working, right? A lot of them do farming, like fake farming traditionalism, gardening, right? It's a hobby. Like she's growing food, and that's the justification. Oh, she's growing food. She's being a real traditional woman. She's doing real work, which is nonsense, right? She's gardening, right? Right, doing this traditional lifestyle. Right, there's one woman I'm thinking of, but I've seen it happen more than once. But there's one particular woman I'm thinking of. Right, she had big boobs, quite attractive, right? And like, oh, real trad wife, right? She gets divorced. She divorces him and she blames him for it. Says, oh, yeah, he was manipulative, he was abusive, he used to verbally attack me all the time. You know, he's too clingy, he's too controlling, he's too needy, right? So she gets everything she wants. There's not a single hint of dissatisfaction in the relationship from a vlogging, right? But when she gets bored of him, she discards him. It says, oh, he's no good. Zero gratitude, right? So obviously he should have been a stronger man. He should have manned up. He should have just worked harder, right? Giving her even more of what she wanted somehow. Even though he was clearly very rich asset wise. He owned lots of land. He had a good. He provided her a nice house. She didn't work, so he had a job that was at least quarter of a million each year, from my estimate, or the very minimum 150k, right? Which is good. That's way above the average, right? He still got discarded. Yeah. Oh, and the guy wasn't good looking. He was fat and chubby, right? With an asymmetrical face. So it's obvious what she was getting out of it. Yeah. Right. Okay. So weak men provide for women. That's what weak men are. Right. And it's a weakness we all got. We've all got this desire to pander to women and be with them and suck up to them. It's there, even if we suppress it at some level. Right. Okay. You know, get some self-respect, stop the self-loathing, and just Pearly things, stop feeding men this fucking nonsense, right?